Welcome, welcome. My name is Cindy Lish. I am so excited that you're here with me today. I'm a highly accomplished career coach who empowers stay-at-home moms with the confidence and tools to successfully return to the workforce. Yep, that's exactly what I do. Over the past 8 years, I've helped nearly 600 women to get back to the workforce at jobs that they really love. So whether you've been at home for 20 minutes or 20 years, to be. Okay, before we get started, I want you to click on that subscribe button because I want you to be the first one to know every single time I go live, which is going to be every single week on Wednesday. Okay, are you ready? Okay, let's get moving. I want to talk to you today about how you can get organized, how you can get motivated, how you can get that job search happening. Because what I hear a lot of times is people like, okay, I do it, I look at some jobs, I get all gung ho, I apply to one job, I don't hear back from that one job, I get discouraged, I don't do anything, then 3 months pass, or people who say every single day they're trying to apply for jobs, they're trying, but everything kind of gets in the way and it never really happens. They really, really want to get back to the workforce, or they need to get back to the workforce. And somehow everything gets in the way. Life gets in the way because things happen, right? It's busy. We have children, we have houses, we have food to cook, we have that overflowing laundry basket all the time. I mean, there's always things that we need to do. Okay, so here's how it has to happen. Ladies, we need to prioritize ourselves. We moms are not good at that. You know how they talk about on the airplane that you have to put on your own oxygen mask before you can help others? So we're not in a position, if we never prioritize ourselves and we want to get a job because we want to do it for ourselves, we want to do it for our family, we want to provide income for the family, we need to support ourselves and our children because all of a sudden now we're a single mom, whatever the reasons are. If we're always taking care of everybody else, if we're always solving everybody else's problems, and we're never paying attention to ourselves, it's never going to get done. And you know that, okay? You know that because when something's really important, we always find the time to do it. Okay, think about that. I want you to think about what's really important to you, okay? Something that no matter what, you manage to fit in every single day. Okay, whether it's cooking dinner or reading a story to your children or it's exercise or whatever it is that you manage to figure out how to do every single day, no matter what. It doesn't matter what's going on. This is still going to be a priority to you. But somehow other things don't happen. Okay, so here's the idea, is that make your job search a priority. Okay, how do you do that? So you take out you open up your Google Calendar, you open up your agenda, you open up your date book, you write it on the wall calendar, you do whatever you need to do, and you schedule in the time, like it's a doctor's appointment, and you schedule in the time so that you know exactly when you're going to be working your job search, okay? You know what time you drop the kids off at school, you know what time you're home, and then pencil it in, actually write it in pen. So that nothing else gets in the way. So unless the house is on fire or somebody needs to go to the emergency room, that's what you're doing. And everything else can happen after that. So say you say Monday to Friday, 9 to 12, this is what I'm doing. I'm working on my job search from 9 to 12 on Monday to Friday. Okay, there you go. Now you've just put in 15 hours. Okay, and you know exactly when it's going to happen. And then after that, so it's not just one more thing. It's not just, I have to wash the floor before this is going to happen. I have to do the laundry before this is going to happen. Because again, when we choose to do something else instead of the job search, whether we consciously realize it or we don't consciously realize it, what we're doing is we're prioritizing the other thing over this. So think about this. Suppose that you have to wash the kitchen floor and thoroughly scrub down the kitchen every single day for 2 hours. So what you are consciously saying is that a spotless kitchen, because 2 hours every single day, it sounds like an insane amount of time to be cleaning the kitchen every day, in my opinion. If you're saying that you have to clean the kitchen for 2 hours every day, then what you're saying is a spotless kitchen is more important to me than finding a job. Right? Just digest that for a second. So we always find time for what's important. We make time for what's important. So if finding a job is important, then make time for that. Okay. Now, Once you decide that you're spending the time on the job search, now it's important to make sure that the time is allocated properly, because it's so easy to kind of like fall down the rabbit hole and go off on tangents and kind of never really focus on what you're doing. So set times, decide when you're going to be doing that, each part of the job search. So I recommend it this way. I recommend first is that everybody starts with a baseline resume. So putting together a baseline resume. But don't kill yourself spending too much time on the baseline resume. And what's the reason for that? You know the reason, right? If you've been following me, you know the reason. And the reason is because you're targeting and customizing your resume for every single position. Okay, so we're not spending a tremendous amount of time with just the baseline resume, because we're going to spend the time when we're tweaking it. Then the next thing, start the job search. Go to the job post boards or go to the companies, find the jobs you're interested in. Start with one. Start with finding one job. When you find the one job, now you're researching that company. And don't take forever researching it. I want you to research so that you know what their mission is. I want you to know what the company's about. I want you to know what the position's about. But you don't have to spend 4 days researching the company. You'll never make time to apply for the job. So there has to be a proper balance between putting in the effort and then getting stuck in the effort and not moving forward. Okay. So now you're researching the company, and now next step, target the resume, target the cover letter, and then do the application. Boom, one done. Now we start again. Now we do the next one. And that's the way you're going to do that. Okay. Of course, when you're researching companies and before you're applying, you're looking to see if you have any connections, if you have first connections, if you have second connections, you're reaching out to these people. You're always taking care to do these different things, but it's one at a time, because it can be so overwhelming. I found one job, I found another job, I found another job. Now I'm looking at 6 jobs. I don't know which one I should apply for first. Just start, okay? Just get started. And then as you get going, finish one, do the next one. Finish one, do the next one. And then the next thing is keep track of it, right? Keep track of it. Give yourself those gold stars and reward yourself for doing this, okay? So then to reward yourself, do something special for yourself, whether that means going for a walk, whether that means talking to a friend, whether that means, reading a book, watching your favorite show, having a bubble bath, having an ice cream cone, whatever it is, do something to reward yourself for putting in this effort, okay? And just keep going. You keep doing it, keep going, do the next one, do the next one. And then you're honest with yourself about, am I putting in the work, okay? Then as your responses start to come in, I want you to see positive, and I don't want you to be discouraged as it's happening, because it takes a lot of applications until you're going to get the right one, until you're going to get the one where you're the right fit. And it's just staying motivated. It's just staying on top of it, staying motivated. If something doesn't work out, you don't get stuck on it. They don't know you yet. They don't know how fantastic you are. They don't know how great you are, but tweak what you're doing. If what you're doing, because there's a standard rule, it goes like this. If you're sending out resumes and cover letters and you're not getting called in for interviews, then your resumes and cover letters need work. So pay attention to that. If you're sending out lots of resumes and lots of cover letters and you're not getting any interviews, go back and pay attention to what those resumes look like. Okay, reevaluate what those resumes look like. Make sure that you're really targeting them to each one. Make sure that you understand how to target them to each one. Okay. If you're getting called in for interviews, interview after interview, and you're not getting the job, that means standard formula, that means that your interview skills need work, okay? So that means reprocess, see what went on at the interviews, give yourself some mental feedback where you're sitting down and you're analyzing what happened at this interview. How could I have answered these questions better, okay? Because when you're going for that interview, they already know that you can do the job. Okay, so that's how we take, and I like to say that it's important to look in the mirror, right? So we're analyzing, are we being honest? Are we analyzing how much time and effort are we really spending on our job search? Are we analyzing how many jobs we're even applying to? Are we paying attention to the results that we're getting? And that's how you're going to be successful in this job search, okay? By carving out the time, by making the time, make that commitment to yourself. When phones ring, you don't have to answer them. Okay, we all have caller ID. We know who it is. You don't have to answer the phone if you're working. Okay, because if you were at a job, you wouldn't be able to answer the phone. Okay, we have to learn to say no to other people so that we can say yes to ourselves. Okay, you know, we moms, especially stay-at-home moms, are used to doing everything for everybody else. And we're used to people putting things on us, right? Everybody's putting things on us because they're like, oh, you're not working, you're just at home. If this is important to you, if finding a job is important to you, okay, I want you to value you. I want you to value yourself enough to make you a priority, right? Aren't you worth it? Of course you're worth it. So value yourself, do it for you, do it for your children. So show your children what you are, okay? Let your children be proud of you, okay? Just think about how great that would feel. Let your children be proud of you. I hope you enjoyed what you watched today. If you liked it, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, share me with your friends so that we can help as many women as possible to get back to the workforce. And I have so much more free content for you. Pop on over to my website. It's cindylish.com, CINDYLISH.com. And I have blogs and I have videos and so much information there for you. Also an opportunity to talk to me personally if you'd like to, for free. See how I can help you out in your job search if that interests you. I hope that you have a super productive week, okay? Schedule that time for yourself right now. As soon as you get done watching this, I want you to dust off your date book. I want you to open up your iPhone, look in that Google Calendar, and I want you to set in the time for yourself, okay? So that you can have a productive week. So that when you see me again next week, you're like, hey, Cindy, look at all the stuff I did this week, all right? And always remember, you're a warrior. Till next time, bye-bye.